Hey, Coach. Four players in double figures, each of them very efficient as well, shooting over 70%. What was working so well for you guys on offense?
Well, our defense gave us a lot of chances to get out and get into our offense quicker than we have in recent games. We spent a couple days back home, where we had real practices. It wasn't just, trying to save our legs because we had game after game after game. So we got some work in. I thought this was one of the best games where we moved. We moved well defensively. We moved well offensively. Players were connected. We communicated well. And it ended up, resulting in a lot of open shots for us. And, some nights we get those open shots, they don't go in. And tonight they did.
So it sounds like you're feeling a lot better about your defense. And in fact, they held St. John's to 29% from the field. This must be a good sign for you moving forward.
Yeah, I thought our defense was really good. And it was good team-wise. We did a great job individually, defensively, but I thought as a team, our team defense was outstanding tonight. We were really locked in on what we wanted to do. The scouting report, how we were guarding things that they were doing, how we were rotating. It was just it was just really, really good, and they didn't get a lot of clean, easy, open looks. And that's because of, the job that we did as a group.
How crucial is Kristen Williams to this team performing well in March?
Well, we have players that have played in the NCAA tournament. So for them, they certainly know what the expectation is. They certainly know what's at stake. So, it's imperative that they play well. Kristen especially. It's imperative that they play well in March. But it can't start in March. It's got to start right now. You don't become a good March team in March. You have to do that, leading up to March. And today was a great step in that direction. And Kristen was great. That might have been her best game.
Thank you. Doug Kleinberg.
Coach, good to see you. Did a couple days off help you guys just refresh mentally and physically? You look, as you said, fresh legs and looked connected on both ends of the court.
Yeah, we had a chance to practice a little bit, get some shots up, but more importantly, just review some things. And we didn't spend necessarily a lot of time in practice, but we got a lot accomplished in that short period of time. So we showed up tonight with, fresh legs, fresh minds, and you could see it. And when you go, every other day with a game, you mentally get more tired than you do physically, and then the physical stuff follows. So being able to get out of that and into a regular mode, that mentally, I think, put us in a really good place.
Carl?
Geno, it looked like St. John's was trying to play this game like the first 1 to 50 to win. What did you guys do well in the first quarter to not let that happen, to get them out of their plan? Was it defense to offense, good shooting? What was your take on it? And I'll have a follow-up after.
Yeah, I think anytime the tempo is too slow, that works against what we want to do. Not that you can't play like that. Sometimes you just are caught in that kind of a game. But we caused a lot of rush shots by them, and missed shots, and just enough turnovers to get us going. And then, by us having the opportunity to score, now that, now if you're St. John's, you can't come down and run the 30-second clock down when you're down 20. So you force the other team to play catch up, and it just snowballed for them.
Second question. According to Anna's always trusty notes, this is 1,200 wins for the UConn program. Can you put that? 1,200 wins?
Oh.
You have 1,108, and it was 92 before you. Can you just try to put that in perspective? I think you're the second program to get the 1,200 besides Tennessee. Really?
Where do you come up with this stuff, man? It's pretty good though. We show up and we try to be consistent. We try to be the same year after year after year. We try to put ourselves in position to do something great. We try to recruit kids that understand, who we are, what we are trying to accomplish. And we're not a program that relies on, let's build a really good team for this year and next year. We've always been more long-term thinkers. Let's build a program that no matter what, each and every year we have a certain level of consistency, that we're going to play a certain way, that we're going to win a certain way. And it doesn't always look that way, but that's, 1,200 wins. That's a lot of wins, and it's happened in a relatively short period of time when you think about how many years other programs have been playing college basketball, well before we did.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Alexa, and then we have time for one after that.
Hey, Geno. We heard you say on the SNY postgame show that you were really pleased with Kristen's defense and how that kind of helps her get her game going. How would you describe her as a defender now and how she's improved? Because I know historically that wasn't necessarily one of her strong suits, and that's something you were really looking for her to kind of get better on. But where is she at as a defender now, and how do you hope that she continues to use that aspect of her game to really get her game going overall?
Yeah, we've been through scenarios like this in the past where you challenge one of your really good offensive players to be better defensively. And, I talked to Kristen about that before we came down here. And I said, you need to have, game goals and not points per game goals. How many deflections goals, how many steals goals, how many rebounds goals, how many times do I get to the free throw line goals, things like that. And we gave her a tough assignment. We had her guard the other team's best player. And when you do that, I think it takes up so much of your focus that the offense just kind of flows naturally. I think if you're distracted defensively, if you're, all over the place on defense and your mind is on offense all the time, and you obsess about it, it's counterproductive. So, this was one of Kristen's best games, certainly the best game she's played this year, because it was a complete game. And where can she go from here? Well, I hope she feels like I can do this and then some every single night. That's what it's going to take in the NCAA tournament. It's going to take that kind of effort.
All right, we'll go to Carl to wrap up with Coach.
Geno, two-part question. First, I know you haven't had a lot of practices the last 2-3 weeks since Saylor got here, but what kind of progress has Saylor made in practice, since she arrived? And the second part is, how will it feel to be a bus ride home this time and take you back to the old days?
I know, huh? Yeah, it'll feel good to get home at a decent hour instead of 2 o'clock or 2:30. Although those of you that try to drive home from New York, it could be 2:30. Who the hell knows? Sailor came in, and you think about it, with a little bit of a wide-eyed, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm here. And that lasted till the other day. And the other day I said, listen, if you want to play and you want to contribute this year, you have to stop acting like a high school kid. Like when you were in high school a month ago, when you were in high school, you could think like a high school player. You could move like a high school player. And now you're in college and you have to think like a college player and you have to move like a college player. So that means there's a whole nother level of effort and intensity and how you got to, push yourself if you want to compete at this level. And the response was almost immediate. It was like the next day. Jamel and CD came over to me and said, what did you say to her? I said, I basically told her that this is in high school. And, she did the rest on her own. And, I hope she keeps improving, keeps working at it and keeps working at it. She has a chance to break the NCAA record for most shots in the least number of minutes. It's a hell of a thing,
Carl, you have another one?
I hope not.
No, I'll yield to Alexa.
All right, last one to Alexa, and then we're done.
Hey, I just wanted to ask what impact you thought number 33, your new practice player, had on Monday. If you thought that had something to do with the team's good game, and if we're going to see him on the court anytime.
Well, first of all, don't discount that's not a coincidence,
Right.
Don't discount the effect that particular day had on our team, because the intensity level was raised, the urgency level was raised. Certainly the level of play went up, the skill level went up, the basketball IQ level went up, and everybody just kind of, fed off of that. And I waited as long as I could, but I couldn't wait any longer. I had to break it out. I didn't want to deprive the team any longer. So.
How much did Aubrey beat you by in one-on-one?
Aubrey?
Yeah, we saw her she made a 3 over you.
She made a 3. That just goes to show you. How many 3s have you seen Aubrey make? It was a lucky shot.
More than you.
More than me? I don't shoot 3s.
That sky hook, though, you missed that one.
Hey, when you weigh as much as I weigh, you ain't shooting 3s. You're looking to get your fat butt in the lane.